Good morning, or whatever time you're watching this movie. Today I'm going to introduce you to professional makeup. My name is Michelle Van Horn. I'm with Lime Life by Alcone, and 16 months ago I was introduced to Lime Life by Alcone, and that was the first time that I had ever been introduced to professional makeup. And since then I've been on a journey of learning all kinds of techniques and products just to better enhance my aging face. And but today I'm just going to do like basic 101 professional makeup for those of you that are being introduced to this for the first time, and just like a quick run through of what that looks like. So I'm starting with a clean face, and I have not put on any moisture yet today because I wanted to do that with you guys. We normally, when you want to check for moisture, and today I'm actually kind of just a tiny bit dry, and we have two face oils that you can use under your foundation. One is called Due Date. It's 100% organic face oil. I'm choosing today to use our One Drop Wonder. And I'll tell you why. It's summertime, and this has a tiny bit of SPF value to it. And this is more of a face serum, which I like as well, because up under my makeup, this works as antioxidants, which actually work to combat radical free agents. So this is always good in the summertime, especially if you're going to be in the sun. But honestly, even if you're not like hanging out in the sun that day, just literally exposure, walking to and from your car. Heck, the other day I was at my daughter's tennis game, and I was honestly like only in the sun maybe 20 minutes because I moved in the shade after I realized I was getting too much sun and I didn't have any sunscreen on. And I caught a little bit of color that day, and I thought, I'm working to diminish some of these age spots, which are just that naturally come. Hey, Shauna, I just left you a voice text. All right, so that's the One Drop Wonder. This is, I call this the nectar of the gods. This is the key to anti-aging on our line. And I'll tell you what I am going to do. And this probably isn't more intro to professional makeup. We do have an organic sunscreen, and it's SPF 30, and it is formulated to go under our foundation. So today, this will act as a primer for me versus the primer spray that I normally do. So that would be a change in my normal routine. So for those that are watching Introduction to Professional Makeup for the first time, just know that this sunscreen does work as a primer versus our primer spray. And today I'm going to get to show you how to cover a blemish because I woke up with one. And I think that's because I've been struggling with my allergies and touching my face when I blow my nose and stuff. So that's what I believe that came from. Okay. So I'm gonna let that sink in a little bit. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna do my brow. Today I'm just gonna use products from Lime Life by Alcone. So I'm gonna show you how currently there is brow products on our line. There's a brow gel, but I actually fill mine in a little bit more. So we currently make our own with our this is my lovely, very well used and loved. This is Taupe for the Best eyeshadow color, number 40. And I mix that. Actually, what I do is I take finishing spray and spray it on my hand. I got a tiny bit there. And I take let me find it, our eyeliner brush. And I sat there and told you I was only going to use Lime Life brushes, but y'all, that may have been a little fib because I believe that one's in there to get washed, and I have two of them and they're both in there. So anyway, Lime Life does have this brush. It's number 40. Oh, here it is. Never mind. Here we go. It's not number 40. It's number 14. This is an eyeliner brush, but you can also use it for your eyebrow. And it has the spoolie on the end too. So the first thing you're gonna do is just to brush your brow, just to get it all combed out and symmetrical. And then, now this is dried a little bit, so I'm gonna spray some more of the setting spray on my hand. I'm gonna take the brush, I'm gonna wet it just a little bit. And then I'm gonna go into the eyeshadow here and just get a little bit, literally on the tip, because what I'm gonna do is go in and mimic like a hair stroke and just fill these in. So you can kind of see that my actual brow color, the natural one, is almost like a kind of ashy brown color. I don't know. I mean, like brown black. So what I'm doing with this taupe for the best is when that goes in, it's more gonna mimic my root color. So I would tell you to never go darker than your root color on your, let's see what this light is doing. No, that's better. Never go darker than your root color on your eyebrows. There are many ways to do eyebrows. This is Michelle's way. Lots of people go lighter in the front and then fade back. You know, honestly, I'm kind of, you know, I'm new to professional makeup, so I'm doing good just to frame out my brow. So that's one. And you can see it's just a little bit darker than the other one. I'm not like all in on the dark eyebrows. I do like a natural look, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna show y'all today. Professional makeup, what does that mean? Like, I didn't know what that meant. That sounded a little daunting to me. So professional makeup is, what it means is highly pigmented. So prior to 4 years ago, the only way that you could get your hands on some of these products was if you were an actual makeup artist and allowed to go to the makeup shows, and or, you know, could get your hands on, you know, getting into the professional stores like Alcone, which is in New York City. So what they did was take the products off the Alcone line that were bestsellers, and the daughter of the owner of Alcone, so Mr. Millardi's daughter, Michelle, took the best-selling items off of his line and made them available to the public. So her original goal there was for makeup artists and anyone in the cosmetic industry to have a way to sell the products they were using to their customers. So that was the original way that this started. All right, this is dry now, so I'm gonna move on. We have a foundation palette, which is a foundation and 2 concealers. One concealer is a corrector. The second one is more of a highlighter. Today I'm actually gonna use, no, I'll stay in this today. Okay, so the color corrector, and I'm actually gonna use the little brush today because I need to brush over this blemish that I woke up with. So just use any tiny brush. This, I don't know what this brush is. And this is just a small little kind of paintbrush. What I do is just tap, tap, tap on top of whatever blemishes I have. And some of them I do on actually just a tiny bit on my sunspots, because I'm still working and my face looks 10 times different than it did, you know, 16 months ago. So a tiny bit of that. I'm gonna clean off this brush with that one, and I'm gonna move to our concealer brush. Hopefully that one's clean. Now that I've started doing more makeup, okay, yeah. So concealer brush is just, it's a thinner, flat brush like that. So what I'm gonna do with this is go into, I'm gonna use the spot correcting. Kimberly, I love you. So what I'm gonna do, I did my brow. What you do with concealer is just gently go in And I'm going to frame it out with just a tiny bit of foundation. Anytime I'm going into any of these colors, I am barely getting any product on them because they are extremely pigmented, and a little bit goes a long way. So like, this is not your average drugstore makeup that you have to dig into to get the product on the brush. So what I do with this is, after I get some of that, I'm going to just pull it down a little bit. I'm just cleaning up the line of that brow. So now I'm going to look a little Indian-esque. I'm just going to, just with the leftover product that's on there, kind of frame around. And I use this under my eyes as well to cover these. This is the darkest spot on the face, is right in here. And so you definitely, for me, I actually use the brush to get in here because my fingers are big, but you can use your fingers to get in there. And just gently in here, paint a little bit of, you can use your fingers on this as well. So that's what I thought too. It says on there, some of them say on there, this one is actually Lime Life's brush number 6. What's really cool is I actually have a brush guide that's for Lime Life, so I've learned a lot from that. But I think you're the one that told me that a good makeup artist can use any brush and make it work. So I'm not a makeup artist, but before doing Lime Life, I had very few brushes. So, okay, so now I'm looking a little, just gonna put a little concealer in here, make it in the lightest part of my face. And I'm gonna take my finger where I was doing the spot correcting and just tap it in, so it almost makes it disappear. You see where I put that color corrector there for the spot corrector? And you just tap it in so it just diminishes. You don't want to like wipe it off. Now with this concealer around my eyes, I'm going to use, there are many foundation brushes. The 3 that the Lime Lifers like to use is we have a huge buffer brush. I don't know what these are called. Kimberly, tell me what this is called. It's got the little hair on the top. So we have a big one and a little one. And this is the foundation brush I had always used before I did Lime Life. So what I do with this one is gently, this has no product on it, and I'm moving around and tapping that concealer in so that it's not so stark. And again, no product was on this brush. I'm just moving around what's on the face. So you can see that, and I guess a practice I had never done prior to learning about professional makeup, stippling, was more of the tapping. We always kind of moved around. So I prefer the little brush, but what's easier to use is the big brush. So in the foundation palette, I used the yellow for the spot corrector. I used the, this is probably going to be 2 shades lighter than your foundation color. And so when we talk about color matching, that's me helping you pick these colors. So now I literally just tap this in there. There's so little product on there, but what I'm trying to show y'all is a little bit goes a long way. And I think I just posted something about how long I have had some of my palettes. And for any of you that have daughters and know how much it costs when you go to Sephora, yes, I'm so glad you're on here to educate me as I'm doing this. But the whole point to this is that Kimberly, who keeps commenting, is an incredible professional makeup artist, and she has come over and given me some tutorials. But the point that I'm making to y'all is that you don't have to be a makeup artist. So after this video, I'm going to stay on my VIP page and do some tutorials that I just learned about how to help with, I mean, these bags, and this is actually a bag for the face. So I just learned this on one of my, I know you do. I appreciate you watching me, Kimberly. All right, so y'all saw I tapped in there twice and just covered this. I'm just doing, I'm just moving this around. It's wax based. It's 50% pigmented. And so it does move till we go and set it. So I just covered all of that with 2 dips in the foundation, okay? So when we talk about color matching, I help you pick these colors for you, all right? That's the professional foundation and concealer. So I've done my brow, which it looks like I did hear something funny the other day, because, you know, no one's brows are 100% even. That brows are sisters and not twins. So sometimes I compulse to try to get them even though right here I think I am going to go in with a little bit more. You know, unless you're truly staying on top of those brows all the time, mine are not 100% even. As you can see, it comes in on this side. So I'm just going to put a little bit more product there. And then I'm going to move to my eyes. And today I'm going to show you I'm going to show you how to use 3 colors. So typically when I assort you, this is called a quad of eyeshadows. Typically I'm going to assort for you and help you. We choose these colors off of all of the main colors, okay? We have 36 colors. This is a palette of 18. This is more of our neutral based, and I have the more artsy based over there and pops of color. But today we're going to stay on the neutrals, and I'm going to show you how I can assort you a 4-pack. The first color on the top is the one I used for my brow, okay? Taupe for the best. So we will color match that for you. The second one is always the lighter one. We call that the transition color. That's going to be one of these 4 colors. It's hard for you to see right there, but that's like almost like a cream. That's called cream boat. This one has just a slight cast of yellow, and these are 2 different pinks. That one's the lighter one. That one's just a little darker hue. There's not like a wrong transition color for you. It's whatever you decide, and we'll play with that based on what family of colors we put you in. So like if this is the brown hues, you cannot see this, but we did the lighter pink color. It's looking very cream boat on that. And then this is like more of a shimmer pink, which is gonna come up into more of a medium color. You are not able to pick that up on the screen. And this one's actually a shimmer, more of a shimmer champagne. And so that's going to be your crease color, okay? So I'm not going to use this one because I'm taking that to my show tomorrow. So, but what I'm going to do is help you. So the first one in your quad was going to be your eyebrow color. Then the second one's going to be your transition color, which is going to be one of these 4 here, typically. The biggest thing I've learned in doing eyes with Lime Life is there is a motion that I used to do all the time, which was like swipe, 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 swipe. And that would throw a lot of shake down on my face. So a couple of things that I've learned in using your eyeshadow. I think today, because I'm wearing more blue, I think I'm going to stay in the pink family. So I'm going to go with the lightest pink for my transition color. You literally go in and tap in and do that. You saw the little bit of powder that comes off, but 50% pigment is a lot of pigment. So what does that really mean? That you don't need a ton of product. So with this, you know, the motion here is, because I already had a little bit of, I used that concealer more as like a primer for my eyes. So now I'm tapping in this, what did I do? I did the medium shade pink as an all over, and we call that a transition color. And all I'm doing with that, see the difference? All I'm doing with this is neutraling out the lid. Jay, I'm trying to teach a few things that we learned. So here we go. We learned the transition color. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm showing them how we assort a quad, okay? So the first one was Taupe for the Best, which is my brow color, but we would put their brow color in the top if they're making their own brow, then their transition color, and then their lid color, and then their crease color. So that's what a quad is. So 3 eye colors, 1, I know. I know. She'll either be so proud or horrified. Anyway, there you go. That's my transition color. And now I'm gonna go for my lid color. Today, I think I'm just gonna actually stay in the neutrals and just go with this medium tone pink. And I'm just gonna go for a clean brush for that. And honestly, you can use, there are so many different types of shadow brushes. There are large and there are small and there's an angle. I'm actually gonna go for the large to cover my lid. I have huge eyelids, so it can take a lot of color, but when I do like that, the color disappears because I have a hooded eye. So when I do my lid color, again, we're gonna go and we're gonna tap in and place this. Do not swipe. We're gonna place this in just on the lid. What I'm gonna show y'all with these hooded eyes, when I open my eye, you can't see it. So how you do this is you carry it over a smidge and maybe up a smidge, depending on your eye, so that you can see it a little bit on the side, okay? Because you don't want to lose it. You saw I did that all with one tap. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do it again because I want a little more pigment on this lid, okay? So again, for the hooded eye, you're gonna go up a little to get that color on the side where you can see it, okay? So now I'm gonna do the other side. Back into that, I'm doing my lid color, which is gonna be more of a medium shade. We're doing a natural eye with professional eye colors. We're gonna use 3 colors. And we talked about that professional makeup is 50% pigmented. That's what makes it professional. You do not have to be a professional to use this makeup. It's professional grade, all right? So now we're just gonna make this a little more even. Again, I'm going up a little there, so it looks weird when it's like this because I have a hooded eye, all right? And if you go up too far, you literally just take a brush that doesn't have any makeup on it and just blend that out. I'm blending a little bit up into, just so it has a fade and not a harsh line, up into that transition color up there, and more evening them out. All right. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that in here just a little bit. So the key to good eyes is just blending, but always blend with a clean brush and not the one that you just used. Because if I had blended with the brush that I had just used on that darker pink, then I would have turned the whole eye pink. So you're gonna blend with a clean brush, all right? And what I'm doing right here is just tapping between these 2 colors just so that they, you know, mesh together. Almost like a little ombre effect, okay? All right, now I'm gonna do a crease color. I'm putting down these 2 brushes over here because they've been used, and I'm gonna go in with my crease color. And for me, I do better with an angled brush. Y'all do not have to invest a ton of money in all these brushes, of course. Of course, the Limelight brushes are amazing, and if I was going to tell you to invest in a couple of brushes, I could help you figure out the best ones. This angled brush, I do better going into this crease. So now I'm going to pick my crease color. I do have on blues today, so I'm going to stay in that pinkish family. I absolutely love this color. You can see I've had this palette since I started for 16 months. The only ones that I have replaced are Cream Boat, because that's the natural, that's just the plain cream, and number 19. I can't get enough of this color. I love it. It's kind of like a light rust. I mean, it's kind of like a rust with a shimmer. Okay, so when you go to do this, again, the same thing. Just tap more in the, because wherever you lay this down is going to be where the most pigment is. So you're going to want to tap, 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 tap in there. Again, so if you see, I just did a crease color that you can't see with my hooded eye. So what does that mean? That means I'm probably going to come over here. So my crease color, I actually pull out a little bit. See that? I'll blend that. Never worry about it coming down too far, because we can always blend that out. Did the same thing here. Going in. One of my favorite things to do, and I'm absolutely not a professional in eyes, but what I just showed you is that the average person can do a 3-color eye with more of a natural look. So this is my, this is my everyday eyeshadow look for the days that I wear makeup. Sometimes I just do 2 colors if I'm just trying to like rush out the door or whatever, but all right. So there's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to another brush with no color on it. And you know what? One thing you can do, I'm going to do that first. I'm just going to go for another bigger, fluffier brush. I'm going to tell y'all a little secret. There is a company called BH Cosmetics. I see it all the time online. They have little packages of brushes. I think I got, let me see. I think I got like 6 different fluffy brushes like this. I want to say for $10. And so I bought those because those are perfect blending brushes. See, I think I'll just use one and show you. Yes, it is big. It is big. But what I'm doing with that is I'm just cleaning up. I'm just cleaning up those lines, okay? I don't want to blend too much here. But what I do want to do is just clean up those lines, all right? So don't over blend, because you still want those 3 colors to show. I'm touching my face with my pinky. So some places that I'm touching my face, my foundation is getting smudged a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. Some people tell you not to do your foundation until after you've done your eyes in case there's any shake. I do not, because I like to use my concealer under my eye, on, you know, under some of that. So there's no like right or wrong way to do makeup. There are better techniques that work for different people. So there is a little bit of shake under here. I'm not putting any more product on this foundation brush. I'm tapping in, and that removed any shake. And it's also going to go in and cover up anywhere that my pinky may have moved some product. So just remember, I can move this foundation around until I set it with the setting powder. All right. So there, needs a little bit more blending. Going in again for a brush with no color and blending out. If I was going to go in with a 4th color on this, I would probably put a punch of color on the inside, maybe even a lighter highlighter color. I'm not going to do that today, because what I'm trying to show y'all is how to use a quad. That's one of my favorite things to assort and sell. I don't have that thing there with me, but I will. I have individual eyeshadows that I'll have at Dazzle tomorrow night for those of you that are watching. Okay, so I'm still gonna touch this with my hand. My hands are clean. Always start with clean hands. Today I'm gonna use our new eyeliner, Enduring Eyeliner Pencils. It's like a gel pencil. Goes on very smooth. Check that out. Very smooth. It's enduring, so it, wherever you put it, it's gonna stay. So I love browns. Obviously you can tell that, whether my hair is natural or faux, I wear it blonde. And for a daily look, I love brown. I love browns. I'm gonna blend that right in there while I'm looking at that. I'm studying my eye. And honestly, I'm gonna go under just a little bit today, just a tiny bit. Pop that eye up. So here's what I'm doing. It got a little messy, so I'm just gonna take that concealer brush. You can go in and crisp up that line. See? Sometimes it's not using more product, it's moving what's on the face around. So again, gently pull that eye out. You have to think of this eye, the skin on your eye, as tissue paper. Some of those fibers in there and skin is just as delicate as tissue paper. So you never want to pull or whatever. Pretend like you're dealing with tissue paper, okay? Because Lord knows we do not need to create any more wrinkles, all right? Oh, I went over a little bit. I'll clean that up too. And then we're just gonna go under just a smidge. And y'all know that I have lash extensions, but I do put mascara on the bottom lashes. So I'll do that now, and I apologize for any funky faces that I'm about to make, but not really figured out how to do that without making a face, because it's just what I do. First, now I've got to find my mascara. I try to normally pull out everything I'm doing with you guys, but somehow, because I don't typically wear it, it gets lost in the shuffle. So I may not be doing mascara on this intro to professional makeup, so we'll do that another day. Okay, so so far we've used a foundation palette, a quad of eyeshadow, a multitude of brushes. What else? That's it so far. So the easiest way to start working with professional makeup is our triple palette. Translucent face powder is what's going to set all of this. A bronzer and a blush. I use the lightest color blush right now because I'm doing more of a highlighter. We have 7 different bronzer colors. So today I normally wear, that's bronzer number 2, which is a good color for me. I'm an olive 3 on the foundation color. So today I think I'm actually going to use bronzer number 3. So again, we're going to tap this in. We're going to do that, and then one little line up. Actually, I'm going to go down. We're going into this cheekbone right here. And I like some of this, lots of bronzer, because I don't have pronounced cheekbones anymore now that my face is so round. And this gives the illusion of a sharper cheekbone, okay? So there's that. And I'm going in again. Using a little bit more product here than in some of the other places on my face. Number one, it's a larger area. And so you can see, there still needs to be some blending there. So I'm just getting the product in place, and then we can move it around before we set it, okay? So wherever you're using your bronzer, when you're looking at the light, it's going to, all the lighter places are going to come forward, and the darker places are going to recede. So you can actually come up under here with what's left on the brush. I wouldn't be dipping into the brush at this point. The product. And I actually go a little bit around here with what's left over. Sometimes I might dip back in. What's really cool for those of you that might have some roots, cover them like that. Just causing a recede of the light back, okay? And again, whatever is too dark, we can blend out, okay? There's the bronzer. A little bit dark here, back with the foundation brush. Professional makeup, our makeup is very blendable, so the powders are very fine and they're made where they can blend with the foundation and move until we set it. And you can also build them. If I right now wanted more foundation, I could just go and build right on top of that powder. Like now I'm just using this to blend in. I'm about to use some blush color, which I use the lightest color because I like to use it more as a highlighter. So I'm just gonna tap off some of that bronzer color, but I'm gonna leave some on there because I'm gonna use a little bit more of this. I'm gonna tap this way on this, tap, and then dab, because what this is where the light's gonna hit your cheek, okay? So just pretend like this is where you're gonna be a little sun-kissed. So this is highlighter. Now if we're gonna use blush, blush is where you're gonna wanna look rosy. I'm not doing blush today because what I'm doing right now, because I use the highlighter in my triple palette, but I can tell you most of the women 50 and up want a blush there. It just depends on your preference. So for me, I do some highlighter. You can't really see that in this, but it's there. And then, okay, y'all, like literally my favorite lip product. And I tell you this because it is a must-have. It is a must-have in anyone's makeup bag. We have a color called Nude that I should have dug out before we started this. Okay, our Nude lipstick. Our lipsticks are so creamy, which really helps add moisture to your lips, but not too much that it runs. Oh, I think I'm gonna set before I do this. Let me go ahead and use my setting powder. So translucent face powder is a setting powder, okay? So you can tell that mine is well loved. This palette I've had since I started. This has been the only product that has been replaced in 16 months. For this, I actually use my fan brush, but you can use a fluffy brush, you can use an angle brush, whatever you want to use. I go in and I tap on both sides. Powder, it's translucent. So really what you're doing, and again, you're not gonna sit here and move this around. That product will move until we go in and set it. You're literally setting this. This is translucent. What does that mean? It's translucent. It doesn't change any color. It literally is just adding. I actually do a little bit on my eyes because I am an oily little thing, and you just want to set what's on there. Because when we do this, when you use that and you use a finishing spray, it's not going anywhere. Think of your finishing spray as like a lacquer. Like when you, after you paint something and you want to go put like a lacquer on top of it to hold it on there. That's what that is. All right, so back to the lip that needs to be in everyone's makeup bag and or makeup bag in your purse. We have a dark nude liner. What a liner is, it's just gonna go around and enhance the natural pigmentation of your lip. So you can do it with a natural dark nude color. Our self-sharpening enduring lip colors, you push up, you twist in the cap, and you twist off. It's self-sharpening, so it just made a point. Again, I'm resting my pinky on my face, and I'm using small strokes instead of one line to go in and put some definition on these lips. there are so many color combinations that you can do with your lips. And I'm kind of a neutral girl. Another one of my favorite colors for the gloss is Faith. So back in the neutral and nude. So you can see I've lined the lip. To me, I've sold the most of this lip color, number 100. It is our nude lipstick, and it is so creamy. It goes on so smooth. So it gives that like polished look, but it's not like a pop of color, but I still look finished, okay? So now I'm gonna use Faith lip gloss, and I'll show you how to put on some lip gloss so that it's not like everywhere. Our lip gloss has a natural vanilla scent to it, and it's not sticky or gooey. I just literally put some right here in the kiss zone, so it's not everywhere, and it's just right there just to give it a little bit of sheen, okay? So back to what we've used. Okay, so what I just showed y'all was, let me find it now. We used the foundation palette. We used a quad of eyeshadows, 3 colors for the eye, 1 for the brow. We used a triple palette, and we used a lip liner, a lipstick, and a lip gloss, okay? And this is all in the nude family. So there you go, introduction to professional makeup. All that means is that it's highly pigmented and you don't have to be a professional to use it. What we do as beauty guides is teach you how. So you can do this at home by yourself. I am open to do consults and help you pick your colors anytime. Just let me know and we'll get together and I'll help you pick your colors and do a color match. All right, guys, you guys have a good week and we'll talk to you soon.